What a
Wonder
great
why I
photo.
ever got in trouble.
John, what was it about Hulk Hogan that made you such a fan?
I think the crazy promos. You know, I talked to Vince about this. Vince helped write him those promos. Hogan was not 100% for these promos. And Vince would write these crazy promos, you know, about he was swimming through the Gulf of Mexico and trying to get to the show. And, you know, the boat broke down. He's pulling the boat in the world's largest arms. And Vince talked Hogan into these promos that became so iconic. But these were just fun. You know, Hogan would come on there and he was larger than life. And plus, he's just huge. You know, for a college kid who wants to be big, you know, we idolize the Arnolds, the Ronnie Colemans, you know, Lee Haney's, guys like that. And Hogan was one of those guys.
We are celebrating the life and times of Hulk Hogan today. We're doing it with Mr. JBL and, of course, Mr. Brisco. And Mr. Brisco, I don't think some of our listeners probably know that Hulkamania may have never gotten started if it weren't for a couple of Briscoes. Tell us the origin story.
Oh man, great story. And you know, I sometimes, you know, I how stories change throughout the years. I mean, you know, sometimes I don't even think Jack and I ever met Hulk Hogan or over the years. So many people want to jump up and take credit, and that's fine. I don't care. I know the real story. Terry knew the real story. Terry thanked me every time he saw me. But, you know, it was back in the days when Florida Championship Wrestling was hotter than a firecracker. I mean, we were drawing sellouts every Tuesday night in the Armory, every Wednesday night in Miami. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, during the course of all this expansion and greatness that Florida Championship Wrestling was doing, every Tuesday night, you know, when you go to the ring, you know, you kind of scope out the audience, you look around, you see if you see familiar faces, you kind of give them a nod and all that stuff. But we kept seeing this young guy, this big young guy, sitting about 10 rows back, right in the middle of the aisle, and he sat the same place every Tuesday night. He had a long bleached blonde hair. Of course, everybody knows where I'm going with that. It was Terry Bollea. So every Tuesday night we would see him on Wednesday morning for TVs or anything like that. But every Tuesday night at the Armory, we would see this guy. So we started asking questions. I mean, we're stockholders in Florida Championship Wrestling, so we're always on the look for young, nice looking talent. So, you know, we got real curious, and so one Tuesday night we see this young lady that Jack and I knew that worked in a bar. She was a bartender at a local college bar. So we asked her, "Hey, who is that big blonde-headed guy out there that we see you talking to?" "Oh, that's Terry. He works in a rock and roll band." "Sure would like to meet him. When is he playing?" "Well, he's playing next Thursday night, you know, at the bar called Ruckus out by the campus out there." So Jack and I just happened to be in a little spot show. I can't remember what spot show, but we got back in Tampa earlier. And of course, we're two wrestlers. It's hot summer night here in Florida. Let's go get a beer. So we went away. Let's go out there. I can't remember the young lady's name, but go out where there's that big rock and roll guy playing. We called him the rock and roll guy back in those days. So, of course, we all awesome. That's him, man. But so we walk in this bar, college bar, and all these college kids around and everything. And it's great atmosphere. We look up on stage, and there's Terry up there with that little bass guitar. Now, Terry at that time, he was over 300 pounds, and he, you know, of course, 6'6", whatever heck he is, a big guy. And he's standing there, and average rock and roll guy is about 5'6", and you know, about 160 pounds. There's Terry, looks like he's holding a toothpick, you know, playing that bass guitar, and he just, everybody else looks like Hornswoggle compared to him. So we talked to the young lady during break time, set us up a little meeting. We'd like to talk to him. So that's really how it all started. Of course, break time come, and we went to enter. I know who you guys are. Thanks for coming out, blah blah, all that stuff. Hey, we hear you're interested in becoming a wrestler. He said, "Yeah, I'd love to be one." And just, you know, the thing about it is, we always talk about Minnesota, Robinsondale High School. Well, here in Tampa, we have Robinson High School. that Dick Slater, Mike Graham, Steve Kern, and Terry Bolea, they all come out of that high school. But it's kind of a coincidence that Minnesota, you have your Robinsondale, and up in here, down there in Florida, we have Robinson High School. But anyway, he'd gone to high school with all these guys, so he was always kind of watching. I left out Mike McCord too in that group. And so he said, I've always watched wrestling. You know, I'm aware of the Grahams and all that stuff. Never met anybody like that. But okay, well, let us try to set you up an appointment. So we called Eddie, told Eddie what we're doing. He gave us the blessing. Go ahead. Eddie was always looking for talent. And so we contacted Hero. We got this big guy coming in. We want to see what he's got. You know, he's a rock and roller. And all of a sudden, you met your rock and roller back in those days, you know, always did that cloud of, well, does he really want to come in this business? Or do he just want to make fun of us? So you know, Matt Soon is our policeman, as our enforcer policeman down here in Florida. So we put Matt Soon in the ring with him. Now I was there, and where was it? Cleveland, Friday night. Me and Bruce were talking, and Bruce Prichard, the guy that used to be around on this show that John Morton-Napoli replaced and become a bigger superstar than Bruce. Bruce, what's his name now? And so anyway, he said, you know, there is a video of that out there somewhere. Me and Jack standing in one corner, Eddie standing in the other corner, Matt to it, and I said, Bruce, you got to find it. And so we got Bruce on the trying to find this video. I don't recall a video, but Bruce said he'd seen one. So if Bruce said that, you know, it's got to be the truth, right, Conrad? I mean, it never.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.